Hello there. My name is Gian Herrera. I am currently 22 years old. Almost 22, I think. If you don't know. Um, and I want to talk a bit about an original creation of mine I made quite some time ago. But I'm shooting the shot out to the universe to see if anybody's interested in picking this up, basically. So, got hair in my mouth. So, I created this. By the way, I'm going to give you a little bit of my background, and I'm not putting my camera down because I'm shirtless. Uh, I am Puerto Rican. I am young, and I am a huge Tokusatsu fan. I am obsessed with Tokusatsu to the point that most of my Spotify Wrapped was Tokusatsu songs last year and the year before that. You get the point. So I created. I'm also somebody who's very creative, and I always thought I was kind of sad that Puerto Rico doesn't have a lot of original superheroes. Um, the ones that I've seen are stuff like Silver Island, which huge inspiration for this. They are amazing, bit unconventional, but they're pretty cool. Silver Island Studios, and I've seen their superheroes, and I kind of want to throw my hat in the ring. Hopefully, they see this and maybe shoot me a shot. Um, I based this superhero idea off of specifically a few sources, but mainly I'd say Kamen Rider, uh, and a bit of Sentai. And if anybody's interested, I'll get more into details about this, but I'm just gonna give you an initial pitch. Uh, so, first and foremost, I am basing this heavily off of my love for Puerto Rico and my yearning for more Puerto Rican representation in superhero media, just in general. And I noticed a big old gap, I guess, in superhero media, and that is that there's not enough henshin heroes, and as well, there's not enough Puerto Rican superheroes. I know that we have Miles Morales, huge W there, White Tiger, and a few others from Marvel, Vibe from DC, fuck yeah. But I kind of wanted to make something more independent, make something more from here, from the actual island, and I guess from a different perspective. Um, to give you a bit of a name drop, it is ZemiCryptidos or ZemiCryptids, and that kind of gives away what it is about and some of my inspirations. So, okay, basically, um, it's about a dude over. I forgot where it was, where I placed him at, but he's from a dude from Bayamon, basically on a journey, trying to avenge his girlfriend who was murdered by these aliens. At some point, he's given a semi guanine or a semi stereo. I think that's what I called it. I actually don't remember. Um, basically, a CD player that is larger than a typical CD. Okay, wait, hold on. The same size as basically a Walkman or something like that, but rectangular, and it looks like a guanine, a a Taino, you know, like how the Tainos used to wear. So this was given to him by some Taino spirits. I'll get more into detail about that later, but yeah. The semi stereo allows him to transform to battle these aliens, which to give a note on them. They are based on the typical urban legend on aliens in a yunque, which I've heard thousands of times from many people around me. That genuinely believe that there are aliens in a yunque. And I also gave them a bit of a theming of briscas, these Spanish playing cards, which I grew up playing with my grandfather and my father throughout my whole life. I didn't base them off of dominoes or regular playing cards or tarot cards because I feel like they're not genuine enough for me. I feel like they should be more close to my heart. So these aliens are planning on a small-scale invasion of Puerto Rico, slowly but surely infecting our society through politicians and political control, and eventually their end goal is to get to the governor of Puerto Rico, and eventually seeping their way into the U.S. government, slowly but surely. Theirs is a very slow moving plan, but that's kind of the point. Bit of a political commentary right there. Our main character is a man from Bayamon who's very into baseball. Basing him off of my grandfather right there. He's a huge fan of Roberto Clemente. And he carries around a baseball bat, and he does fight with the baseball bat. His semi-stereo turns him into a Zemi basically Zemi Cacique, who takes the shape of, who transforms into a, base hero, but has a theming of a of a chupacabras. My mind went really blank for a second. Of a chupacabras. This is the second part of my inspirations. I am a huge fan of cryptids and of urban legends. I am very into this shit. Sorry. I am very into cryptids and into this type of stuff. I mean, if you knew me, you would know that I constantly wear pins of the Jersey Devil or Mothman. It's around. So yeah. He transforms into this, and he has two alternative modes. This is part of that Kamen Rider inspiration. He can interswap with a form based on an animal and one based on a tree. And by the way, there are other Semi-Seekers in the show, and of course the main villain, the leader of the aliens, of course, also has a transformation based on the Semi-Seekers, basically imitating them, being a pseudo Semi-Seeker based on a pseudo rider. Very much like Shadow Moon from Kamen Rider Black. But yes. So his alternate forms are that of the Koki and that of the Flamboyant, I believe. Which I might be wrong about that. More details later. But he turns the Koki form is that for speed, as this is the whole min-massive thing. Basically, the cryptid form, which is the initial form, is for combat, for balanced combat. The animal forms are for speed, and the tree forms are for defense and for strength. So yeah, we see our main character travel from I don't remember what his initial point was. I have it written down. From an initial point all the way to a town around a yunque, and eventually being having to combat the aliens and take them out one by one. Their forces are very limited for specific reasons. But yeah, eventually, him and the people that he's met, who became his comrades, eventually take out the villains. But he also has a penchant for saving people, specifically children and the elderly, as he has a younger brother, and of course he was raised by his grandmother. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to give too many details, but he has a female rival, a Mexican rival that basically is supposed to be a healthy bro rival to him, a sort of more antagonistic rival, basically an anti-hero. And that's it. That's all I have right now to give. But yeah, if anybody's interested, okay, I'm also going to give the reason why I'm telling you all this. The reason why is pretty simple. It's because I cannot draw. I cannot put pen to paper and make images. Whenever I draw, it either comes out mediocre or horrible, unintelligible. But that is a me thing. I have a hand condition. I cannot write at all, basically. So most of my things have been through text, like notes apps and stuff, and Word. But I am not able to. I can type, but I can't write very well. Point being that I am very interested in making this a comic book. I'm not really interested in making it very intense, long form, or anything like that. Like, like not one, maybe short burst, maybe a webtoon, or maybe just a simple kind of release. And I want to partner up with anybody online who's interested. I do not have any money. I want to add that. I am not very smart as well, but if anybody's interested, I want to add some more heroes to Puerto Rico, to represent us and to represent us in society and in general. And of course, I want to present us to the world as we are and create a wealth for us. I do have a very wafty goal in mind, and that is to properly do a live action adaptation of this, which is why I don't want the designs to be too busy or difficult. But I want us to eventually become a live action, and be able to record it in Puerto Rico. By the way, the setting is not going to be in modern day. It's going to be roughly in the 2000s, so that the semi-stereos, which look like Walkmans, CD Walkmans, look time appropriate. But yeah. I also want to maybe be able to merchandise it, and of course, make toys of the characters, make toys of the actual transformation device, go ham on it. One day, maybe. But yes, let me know if anybody's interested, or just, curious about it. Anything is good, honestly. share this, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm not even gonna put any effort into editing this, so yeah, fuck it. Goodbye. Que Dios los bendiga.